Remembering the Alamo, uncovering the forgotten voices of the Alamo. The Battle of the Alamo was a turning point in Texas history during the Texas Revolution. The battle was a fight between the Mexican defenders and the Texan rebels. The Mexican defenders was led by Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna, who was a Mexican army officer and politician who served as a president of Mexico. The Texan rebels included James Bowie, a native of Logan County, Kentucky, David Crockett, a U.S. House of Representative who was from the state of Tennessee, and Colonel William B. Travis, who was a native of South Carolina. Documented contributing factors which led to the Battle of the Alamo were issues over slavery, federalism, and land rights. The differences over those issues created tensions between the Mexican rule and the American settlers. The Alamo became a focal point for fighting because it was a strategically important location for controlling access into and out of San Antonio and Texas, which prompted Santa Anna to lead his Mexican army to the Alamo. On February 23rd of 1836, approximately 1,500 Mexican troops, led by President General Santa Anna, marched into San Antonio to retake Texas. After a 13-day siege, in the early morning hours of March the 6th, the Mexican army scaled the walls of the Alamo, slaying most of the Texan rebels, and reclaimed the Alamo Mission near San Antonio. Historically, accounts of the Battle of the Alamo focused on the heroic last stand of a small band of Texan defenders against a massive Mexican army. In recent decades, this traditional myth has been challenged by more diverse perspectives. One of the books that provides a diverse perspective on the Battle of the Alamo is The Alamo Remembered, Tejano Accounts and Perspectives by Timothy N. Montevino. This work compiles oral histories and personal narratives from San Antonians of Mexican heritage, also known as Tejanos, offering an often overlooked viewpoint of the historic events. One compelling account in his book was from friends of Antonio Perez, a witness present in San Antonio during the battle. Perez's recollection differs from popular historical portrayals, stating that all of the Alamo defenders were killed and more than 500 Mexican soldiers, defenders of Texas, also lost their lives. Perez further recounted that James Bowie died while sick in bed, and that William B. Travis took his own life rather than be captured. His book also reveals that some Tejanos who remained in San Antonio during the conflict were compelled to surrender supplies, transport equipment, perform kitchen duties, and care for wounded Mexican soldiers. Montevano's book also records that Francisco Antonio Ruiz, who was the mayor of San Antonio during the time of the Alamo battle, was ordered by President General Santa Anna to remove the dead after the battle. The bodies were burned and their remains were placed in the San Antonio River. Another often forgotten voice of the Battle of the Alamo was that of a slave known as Joe Travis, the only survivor of the battle. As a survivor, Joe provided a first-hand account of what occurred during the fighting, offering a rare and valuable perspective. Including his testimony, along with other diverse viewpoints, helps historians and readers like me gain a deeper understanding of the true human cost and culture impact of the Alamo. Recognizing both the myth and the reality allows me, as someone living in Texas, to honor the event's legacy with honesty, inclusivity, and a full appreciation of its place in history.